Alrighty, so tonight we're going to be making some crostini, right? So what I've got here is just a half baguette, right? So baguettes tend to go get really hard very quickly, right? So instead of getting a full-size baguette, I usually get a smaller baguette. When I go to the market, usually I actually get a take and bake, and I just bake them as needed here, right? But what I'm going to do here is I'm going to slice this baguette up on a very steep bias, right? So based on how you angle your knife, right, you're going to end up getting larger or smaller slices, right? And for what we're having today, right, I want this to be a vehicle for something else, right? And so I want the crostini to be decently large, right? And so you can see here, right, that like this crostini that I got here is like twice the, like not quite twice, but almost twice the diameter of the, twice the size of the width of the baguette, right? So I'm just going to cut up the whole baguette up into a whole bunch of pieces, right? And so the crostini is really just a vehicle for something else, right? And then today the other something else is going to be some cheeses and meats, right? So I have some rillettes that we made the other day. We're gonna have this with that. I also got some burrata that I picked up at the market, right? And we have got some pate that we need to use up, right? As well as some cheeses. I think I got a Havarti that I need to use up here. Like you guys, I find in general that as I'm cutting things on a bias, my bias tends to get lost over time, right? And so like, I don't know if you guys can tell here, but like these ones that I've been cutting later, right? As I've been cutting it, I've been getting closer and closer to the horizontal, right? So if just something to watch out for. Otherwise, your crostini might get smaller and smaller and smaller as you're going through this, right? So this little end piece, I'll just put off to the side there for now. I'll try to get one or two more pieces out of this. Okay, so I got all those ready. I should have really started preheating my oven already, but I'm going to be using this for other, I'm going to be making some other things while I'm getting ready for dinner, right? So this is going to go into a 375 degree oven eventually, but what I need to do first is I need to apply a generous amount of oil to these, right? So I'm just trying to see how much space I'm going to end up needing here. Yeah, I might actually be able to fit everything onto this. So what I'm just doing right now is I'm applying a generous amount of olive oil to the crostini here, right? And it looks like a lot of oil, but I'm only going to be doing one side here, right? So I'll just go over this roughly with my finger. I guess what I could have probably done is apply the oil directly to the pan, put the bread on the pan, and then flip all the bread pieces over, right? And that would ensure that I got a nice even amount of oil on this, right? But this method will work fine here. Okay, well, so we got this. I got my oven ready to go. I'm going to apply just a little bit of salt to the surface of this, right? I don't want to put too much seasoning on there because like the crostini is really a vehicle for other things, right? So you want the crostini to be like competent, but not overpowering, right? So I'll just sprinkle a little bit of salt on this. I might do like a little bit of pepper at some point, but I think if I put this in the oven, like I think the pepper will just be counterproductive here, right? So all right, so with that, we'll check back on the crostini. I'm gonna let the oven come up to temperature, and then I'm gonna put this into the oven. The oven is gonna go at 375 for about 25 minutes or so. So while the crostinis are in the oven, I thought that I would just put together a little spread here, right? So I got some smoked salmon that was on sale, so now it seems like a good time to eat that up with some of the crostini, right? I got some burrata, I've got some Chicken mousse, yeah, so I'm pretty sure this is some sort of basically pate here. I don't know. Oh yeah, so it's a type of pate. So these things on the market are actually, yeah, this is like surprisingly cheap. Right? This thing was like $7, right? Which like it's worth a lot and not a lot, right? Like if you were going to get like some prosciutto or something, you'd end up getting like paying like twice as much for something which is like half the size here, right? So it may not look like a lot. Remember, this is like a solid chunk of meat here, basically, right? And it is $7, so it's like you get a lot of bang for your buck is basically what I'm trying to say, right? So these are some of the homemade rillettes. I've got some salmon here. I'm just pulling everything out right now because I want things to come up a few degrees. I don't want them to be like ice cold, right? I've also got some nuts that I can pour out here, right? So we'll end up having a little bit of a spread. Unfortunately, I only got, well, not unfortunately, I have 2 different cheeses here, which is, there are certain rules, I guess, about how to make things look more appealing here, and one of them is to try not to have even numbers of things. And unfortunately, I have even numbers of cheeses here, right? So I'm just going to start peeling this off. Okay, so again, this crostini is going to go into the oven at 375 for 25-ish minutes or so. That'll give time for all of this to start coming up to temp. I don't want to pull it, so the pate will start oxidizing very quickly, and so I don't want to run the risk of it starting to turn green on me. It might, like, there's no, like, I'll just leave it in the package to come with the temp, right? For this cheese here, just cut up some slices off of this. And so this is some Havarti, which is, I believe it's a Danish cheddar. And this one is my burrata. So burrata is interesting. So the best burrata that I ever had was from this place called Trust down in San Diego. And my family does not eat a lot of cheese, so we went over there, and I didn't know what I was expecting, but I didn't realize what I was ordering, what the appetizer we were ordering. So we kind of like poked and prodded. It's like it's a cheese appetizer. What kind of decision do we make? But then we had some of the burrata with some of the crostini that they had, and I can't remember that. I feel like there was some sort of protein there as well, and it was just It was the peak core memories unlocked, or whatever you want to call it. Like, it was delightful. Anyways, I've tried to find burrata ever since then that matched that. I'm guessing it was like a very fresh burrata that they got from like a local dairy, or maybe it was a house-made burrata. But whatever it was the best burrata I've ever had. I've not been able to find another place that makes something similar to that. But alas, here we are in the pursuit of burrata, right? So burrata is interesting in that it's sort of like a cousin to mozzarella, right? So I already got it here, right? So you might notice that like the burrata is like tied off in a knot here, right? So this outer shell, I believe the outer shell is actually mozzarella, right? It's mozzarella that is surrounding a core, something called stracciatelli, I believe is what it is, right? So yeah, notice how the inside here, like once you break open the mozzarella skin, you get this like really nice and creamy interior here, right? So some places will cheap out on this, right? And they will call this thing ricotta, and I don't know exactly the formal distinctions for it, but I know that that's like one of the like ricotta is a completely different thing, right? It is ricotta is like literally a twice cooked, a recooked cheese, right? It's a basically a waste product. It's a way of getting value out of waste, and this is not that. Okay, so I got that. And then we'll just get some nuts on here. So we got some pistachios. I should have some candied pecans somewhere. Yeah, there they are. These things are dangerous because they are very addicting. Got that one, we got that. I might put some almonds on here. Okay, so I've got some proteins. I have got some I've got some cheeses. I would like some sweet things, right? So I think we need a little bit of, I'll just leave the honey out, but we probably want a little bit of jam. Do we have jam? Yes, we have jams. Okay. Fig spread and Concord grapefruit spread. I think I'll take some fig spread. And again, this will all start coming up to temp, which will be nice, right? So I went to a restaurant the other day, and it was called Perle. It's, or whatever the French word for pearl is, over in Pasadena, and they had some very nice salted butter. And so one of the people that was with us asked if we could have some butter, and so I got to take some extra salted butter home, but I'm saving that for now. Okay, and I think, I have this packet of Nduja, which is already been opened. Maybe I will also take this out. I feel like, yeah, we got some prosciutto here as well. I feel like I already have enough protein out there, right? Yeah, we already got the rillettes and the pate and the salmon. I don't think we need more proteins out there. What I can do is I can do a little bit of garnish, I guess. Just have some, this parsley's looking rather sad. My fridge is not happy with me. Amongst my friends, I always like buying edible flowers when I have the chance. I see them in the market, and my friends find this endlessly amusing. Okay. I always say, though, that you eat with your eyes first, right? So I think this is looking good. Maybe what I'll do is I'll put this one right in the middle here, and that way you can leave a little bit of a slot for the pate, and I'll just put the bread off on a separate container. Paper towel down here. Right. So this is looking good. The Crostini still got like another 16 minutes right now. And so I will check back when those are done. Alrighty, my timer just went off a minute ago. I'm gonna go ahead and take out these Crostini. Oh look, and they look perfectly brown here. I'm gonna go ahead and swap it. So what I'm baking right now are just some Trader Joe's corn ribs, where that's like just something to help fill out the meal. Okay, so I'm gonna turn that on, and let me just go ahead and take this over. Right, so these I do not want sitting on the pan for too long here, because they'll lose their crispiness, right? So remember, I only buttered once, or only oiled one side, right? So I want to try to keep that side facing up for presentation purposes. I'm just going to shingle these over here. Alrighty, so that is looking good. And what I'll do, because I don't want to have to pull my family into a video here, right? I'll just grab a little bit of this. Let me just maybe have this with, well, you know what? Let me have this with some other rillettes, because I'm pretty sure Like, I'm very curious to see how these rillettes have turned out. Right, so this fuzzy stuff on the top might look, oh, this is very hot. Oh dear, hot, 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 hot. So with that, let me just give this a shot here. I'm very happy with how this turned out. This is like rich, but not decadent. And it works well with the bread. I think I need something with a little bit of acid. I think I might, having that with a little bit of jam, actually, a little bit of sweet, and a little bit of a tomato or something would work really well. Okay, so that is Crostini. Oh, I should mention that I just found I had some cherry tomatoes that were just sitting here, and I found a couple of fruits to just, I got like a mandarin orange and a few apricots to just add on here. I think I kind of like fleshed out the board. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and have dinner, and I will see you all next time.